Here today at Sydney International Speedway, what a day. The New South Wales V8 Dirt Modified title, late model speed cars and fender benders. The track looks great. I can't wait to see this door-to-door action. All right, so we ducked out the infield. As you just see, we've got hot laps going out for the V8 Dirt Modified. Then they got time trials, so it's pretty cool. Like I said, I've never been to an event where they have hot laps and time trials. Like I said, I'm normally a sprint car guy, but I'm actually really keen to see these absolutely rip. Looks like the track has come in perfect for this type of racing tonight. We have a camera on the V8 Dirt Modified Australian champion, David Clark's car. So let's check out his qualifying lap now. There you have it, Shane Chan for a reason. David Clark goes quick time of a 16.616. Just spoke with one of the officials. So how the format works is that was just for points. They're already seeded. They've pill draw, so it's a random draw for the first heat and then it's all inverted. I think they've already done that, or they might do it now. But yeah, very interesting. That was purely just for points. Speed cars are so good here. And we just seen Cater Brown from the rear. Just drive to the front and take it. Still got clay from the fence. There's such a joy here. The track's going to get up on that water nighter in every division, I think. The modifieds are going out for their heats now. Heat 1 and Heat 2, then they got 2 heats each. We're keeping the camera on David Clark's car for heat race number 2. He's coming out of 7, so let's see if we can get that thing through the field and then we'll chuck it on a late model. By David Clark in the Heat Race 1 and the V8 Dirt Modifieds. We caught up with David earlier also to learn about a V8 Dirt Modified, so check that out. All right, here with our newly crowned Australian champion, David Clark. Mate, talk to us about what is a V8 Dirt Modified. I'm a sprint car guy. Let's run through it, tyres, shocks, whatever, you just start. Why do we run these type of shocks? What are they?
Okay, so basically Dirt Modifieds are huge in Northeast America, Canada, Quebec, US, that side of the world, and they race, they build like 300 of these a year over there. So they're kind of the upstate New York equivalent of a sprint car.
Right, okay.
So these are like essentially a solid beam front end like your sprint car, but we run coils. So coils, they just like coils because they're simpler in a way. We can control, we can change quickly, and you don't have to rely on, adjusting your bars and all that sort of stuff. We do it with shocks and spring rates within each corner. The rear end of these modern V8 Dirt Modifieds, we're also coilover as well. The early days were all torsion bar like your sprint cars, but now we've gone to a full rear end that's on coils, and this one doesn't even have a torsion bar rack. We were kind of like 50-50, weren't sure where we wanted to be.
Yep.
And now it's all just gone 100% coilover.
Now with the coilover system, How easy is it to change what you need to change compared to like used to change shocks and torsion bars? What's the difference with the coil?
So I guess with the coils, it's something we can do in the truck or at home. We can have multiple options prepared before you turn up at a racetrack. It's not like, you know, having to change a bar and setting your ride heights and all that on the fly. It's like you take something off, you put it straight on, and that's part of the American rules or the US rules for the dirt mods is they don't have adjustable shocks and all this sort of stuff. So that shock does one job, this spring does that job. So that's why it's all very much, you know, you take a full set off, you put a new set of stuff on for a hooky track, a slick track, all that sort of stuff.
Now, is there a weight rule on these?
Yes, we have 1,040 kilo minimum in Australia, which is equivalent to the US pounds rule.
Okay, yeah. So, and then last thing, we'll talk about the tyres and the rear ends. Now, do you just put left rear and right rear spacers on, stagger? How do you work that? Like to get around the track, obviously. Yeah,
so much like a sprint car, we do have the same stagger. We actually run the same tyres as a sprint car. We run an American Racer MC2 or MC3 as our right rear options. And then our left rear is open, but we pretty much run the same conventional sprint car tyres. So we've got 92, 90s, all that sort of stuff, the same compounds, all that on the left rear.
Yep.
And basically we do the same thing, we just use wheel space as opposed to your slide-on spaces because we are a wide 5 configuration, not your spline shaft like you have in a sprint car. So we're, you know, same centres as you run in a sprint car from the DMI.
Yep.
It's just different bolt-on tubes. We're a closed tube, not a rotating axle.
All right, mate. Well, I'm keen to see you rip around Sydney tonight, and hopefully we get some onboard footage or something like that, and we'll go crazy, eh?
Awesome. Thanks very much.
Thanks, mate. Legend. Late model heat racing right now. Ben Nicastri wins heat race number 1 in the late models. What a race, started deep in the field there, but a few guys fell off and he still drove to the front. It was great to see. We caught up with Ben earlier. Here with Ben Nicastri. Now, mate, beautiful late model we have here. You practiced the other night here at Sydney.
Yep.
What do you think you took away from that, and what type of changes are we making to the car right now?
So we practiced the other night, brand new race car, brand new chassis, brand new full package. So there's a lot of learning for us, trying to work out, you know, what are we tuning, what are we not tuning, you know, what works, what doesn't. So, yeah, I mean, we unloaded, the car was awesome straight out of the box, which is what you want.
Dream.
You know, first corner, it was quick, it handled, it was great. So from there, we just tuned on it, you know, did little adjustments, trying to work out what it responded to, what it didn't. And yeah, left the night really happy.
So when you talk about tune, what can you do now? I'm a sprint car guy, they work with shocks, torsion bars, I don't know, right rear spacings. What helps get this thing around the corner? Do you have a stagger? Like, what do you work with?
Yeah, so I mean, we've got stagger. You know, we'll run between 2 and 4 inches of stagger typically. So a bit different from a sprint car, not as extreme. But we don't really tune based on stagger for the most part.
Right.
Most of our adjustments come in our shock package and our 4-bar rod. So like when you're talking about a late model, you've got your 4-bar linkages. So basically the rear end has connection points on both sides. You've got 2 of them, you can move them up and down.
Yep.
And then you've got 6 shocks on the car that are all double adjustable.
6 shocks?
Yeah.
There's only 4 tyres though. Where are the other 2 shocks?
So on the left rear you got 2.
Okay.
And then in the middle of the car you have another one which runs off the diff on an arm basically.
Right.
So that's like basically lifts the car up as you accelerate and puts load into those rear tyres. So it drives them down.
Yeah, sweet.
So ton of adjustability, you know, as I said, double adjustable shocks. There's some guys here with triple adjustable, which is just even more of it. Yeah, it just messes with your head. So we've got probably more adjustment as well. All our shocks and springs are coilover, so easy to adjust.
So they're like the modified shocks?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, right. And now tyres. Now the modified use rear tyres of sprint cars. Now these are a little bit different. Talk to us about that. That's like a left rear of a sprint car type deal, but it's not, is it?
Yeah, it's probably, these are about 88 inches rollout. So left rear, right front, left front, they're all the same tyre, more or less. The right rear is a bigger tyre. It's usually about 92 inches.
The biggest tyre, okay.
That's the biggest. So it's a lot smaller than a sprint car.
Yeah, a lot smaller, but like narrow-wise, but you can definitely tell that you're pumper.
Yeah. So they're different, you know, they're quite a different tyre to run. Yeah, we don't tune as much on tyres like sprint cars probably do. In terms of like stagger.
I mean, you're sliding a lot more. I thought you would have went more for more tyres. So.
Well, I mean, we work on tyres a lot. Like you'll see late model guys grinding tyres, siping tyres, doing all that. But, you know, for us during the night, we typically will play with spring loads, 4-bar locations, and shock adjustments. So
Okay,
kind of
right.
a typical night for
Right,
us.
now, have you drove any other type of race car or just late models?
I drove juniors.
Yep.
I've done a bit of messing around with road racing, not a lot.
Yeah.
I've had one run a Sean Dyson sprint car,
Yep.
which that was super cool. You know,
Yep.
really awesome. My old man, he's raced sprint cars, rally, Grand Nationals back when these were called Grand Nationals,
Yeah.
late models. He's raced just about everything. But yeah, we always gravitate towards sedans, so we enjoy them.
That's what I was going to say. Why late models? Like, why does Ben run late models?
Yeah, I think like I said, I enjoy them. Also with a sprint car, I'd love to drive a speed car one day.
Yeah.
They look awesome. Love to drive a sprint car sometime. But for me, I got a lot of responsibilities outside of the racetrack, and I feel like I'm just that little bit safer in one of these. So this is my compromise.
Right, roof, I get all that. Less flipping.
It might be a placebo effect, but it's my compromise.
100%, I get that. Well, good luck tonight, mate, and we'll get as much footage as we can and hopefully get some on board and see you do your work, eh?
Awesome, thank you. Cheers.
Legend, thanks, Benny. Been everywhere tonight, trying to get over the turn 3. But it was such a long haul from the pit zone. But yeah, V8 Dirt Modified New South Wales title is on the track now. I think it's going to be between Clark and Britton. Clark's been moving all night, obviously in heat racing that footage. But yeah, it's going to be a good race, and lap traffic's going to be key as usual. But then after that, we got speed cars and the late models, and we still got the car on. Yeah, I've still got the camera on Ben's car. Right now between Clark and Britton. That lap traffic is, as soon as one gets one, the other guy's got to follow, as you can see there. I think Clark's going to have the edge with this clean air now, but Britton's got that thing hooked up as well. That left front is coming up, so that's pretty badass. But it's going to be an interesting restart here. Well, there you have it, your New South Wales V8 Dirt Modified Champion. He's the current Australian champion. David Clark, second. Kevin Britton just couldn't get to him and get that pass. And Blake Everly ran third. That's your top three. Now to the speed car feature. Brown wins the speed car feature. Max Bevan led all those laps and Caden just got him at the right time, the right place, and Daniel Patterson runs third. So Max Bevan second, Daniel Patterson third. Great race, very tricky. The top didn't come in as much as what the drivers were expecting, but the late models are out there right now. We got a camera on Benny's car. Let's see how he goes. He's off the pole. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone around the bottom here just says after that reset, I'm just going to rip the lip and see what happens, and kaboom, takes out tonight's late model A main. Yeah, struggled in that first heat race. Actually broke the middle shock in the car, that new shock I learned about today, that they have 6. Got it all sorted, I think, helped with some other teams, and bang, rips the lip here at Sydney. Alrighty, there you go. Late models just finished before. Daniel Cassidy again, ripped the lip, put on the show, got the dub. Ben Nicastri, just one of those situations, you know, leading so many laps, you can't get off the bottom, and got all that onboard footage there, and great night for Still Benny. You know, 2 heat race wins and a second, led nearly all the laps there in the feature. And Darryl Grimson also had a great night too, got the 3rd place in the late models. Fender benders did their thing, but all around, yeah, I'm happy. Like I said, I'm happy. I'm definitely happy I've come here. You know, if it's on dirt, I care. If it's not on dirt, I don't care. But you know, learned a few things tonight, and really put the foot in the door in you know, opening my eyes to different style of racing instead of sprint cars. But you know, always be a sprint car guy, but you know, these guys put a lot of effort in, and they deserve to be front and center, and that's all the classes, you know. So check out for the next video in a few weeks. I'll put on socials where I'm going to be, and I think yous are all going to want to see this one.